Alright race fans, settle in, because the dust has barely settled on the high-altitude battleground of Thunder Valley, and the storylines coming out of this round are absolutely seismic. We've got drama, we've got redemption, and we've got paddock secrets being blown wide open right in front of our eyes. Let's break it all down. First, let's talk about the man with the big red target on his back, the 250 class points leader, Hayden Degan. Coming into Thunder Valley, this kid looked invincible, flawless, like he couldn't put a wheel wrong. But let me tell you, the mountain air in Colorado, it's a great equalizer. While he walks away, still holding that coveted red plate, this weekend was a grind, a bare-knuckle brawl against the track, his bike, and his own aggressive nature. This wasn't the smooth, dominant Deegan we saw in the opening rounds. This was a two-moto mistake weekend, a stark reality check. It's no secret in these pits that Deegan pushes his equipment to the absolute bleeding edge, wringing every last ounce of performance out of it. At over 6,000 feet above sea level, where engines are gasping for oxygen and every component is screaming under stress, that all-out, full-attack style proved incredibly taxing on his machine. And the pivotal moment, the heart-in-your-throat climax, came dramatically in Moto 1. We're in the final 5 minutes, which in motocross time is an eternity, and Deegan's bike suffers a significant, terrifying power loss. The engine note changed, the drive was gone, and you could see him fighting it. He was in the unenviable, nightmarish position of literally nursing his wounded machine home, reportedly getting frantic orders from the pit board. Upshift. Save the bike. Just get to the finish. Now here is the astonishing part, the detail that speaks volumes about his raw, God-given talent. While his bike was actively quitting on him, Deegan miraculously managed to lose a grand total of 0 positions during that harrowing, gut-wrenching final stretch. That is the stuff of legend, folks. That is sheer willpower, incredible racecraft, and maybe a little bit of good fortune, because a major loss of places right there would have completely altered the championship landscape. After battling through every conceivable challenge to secure 2-2 moto scores, Deegan's own assessment was pure champion mindset. It took me a while to find my flow today, which is fine. If 2-2 is a bad day for me, then I'll take it. Are you kidding me? He calls a double podium a bad day. That tells you everything you need to know about his sky-high expectations. But more importantly, he said, we faced some adversity but overcame it, and I'm really proud with how the team and I responded. That right there is the mental toughness that separates the contenders from the champions. His father, the legendary General Brian Deegan, gave us an even deeper analytical insight, noting that Hayden was practically fighting the track with his bike instead of riding with it. He elaborated that his son was riding too aggressively instead of riding a little slower, but on average, faster. That intense, physically punishing style combined with the bike issues led to visible mistakes, small tip-overs, and a constant, exhausting recovery effort. Thunder Valley was a costly lesson, no doubt, but he leaves with the points lead and a PhD in high-altitude adversity management. For him to continue this championship quest, he'll need to find that smoother, more efficient flow, but this weekend proved he can win even when things go wrong. Now let's talk about the story that had the entire paddock buzzing, the secret that wasn't a secret anymore. The press conference at Thunder Valley became the unofficial confirmation ground for one of the biggest rider market shifts brewing for the 2026 season. The stage was set perfectly when the cowboy, Aaron Plessinger, was hit with a cleverly worded hypothetical question about the persistent, thundering rumors of none other than Eli Tomac potentially joining him on a KTM. Folks, the reaction in that room was more telling than any press release. You had Jet Lawrence off to the side, a subtle smirk exploding into outright laughter, barely able to contain himself. And on the other side, a stoic, stony-eyed, unblinking stare from Tomac himself, the ultimate poker face. Plessinger, caught in the middle, played his part to absolute perfection, delivering a masterclass in what I can only call confirmed ambiguity. With a knowing grin, punctuated by Jet's roaring amusement, AP laid it all out. Yeah, dude. You kidding me? I think, well, if that happens, and you could feel the gigantic if hanging in the air, I will have been teammates with Chase, Coop, Ryan Dungey, Tony Caroli, and now Eli and Marvin. Like, if that's not a solid lineup for teammates in a career, I don't know what is. He went on, so yeah, I'm stoked. If that happens, I think we can learn a little bit. I can definitely learn from that guy. And yeah, man, I think it would be really cool. That, my friends, was the ball game. This hypothetical exchange, the revealing body language from the silent Tomac and the laughing Lawrence, served as an all-but official, public confirmation. Eli Tomac looks set to be riding orange next year. The domino effect from this is immediate and massive. This move solidifies the widespread industry expectation, the final piece of the puzzle, that Chase Sexton is indeed departing the KTM squad and will be on a factory Kawasaki in 2026. For Tomac, this move is a clear signal. He's aligning with a proven, championship-winning platform to continue his assault on the record books. For Sexton, it marks a major pivot to a brand where he can likely be the undisputed number one, leading development and building a program around his vision. Plessinger's fantastic, candid moment didn't just hint at a new teammate, it ripped the curtain clean off a major rider carousel that will define the entire 2026 season long, before it even begins. And finally, let's talk about the ride of the weekend, the ultimate story of redemption. For Honda HRC Progressive's Chance Hymas, Thunder Valley wasn't just another race on the calendar. It was a definitive, powerful, awe-inspiring statement. From the outhouse to the penthouse. Just 1 week after enduring that physically debilitating, gut-wrenching weekend at Hangtown with severe food poisoning, Hymas didn't just bounce back. He ascended to a level of outright dominance that left the entire 250 field breathless. He arrived in Lakewood with a visible, burning purpose and executed his plan to absolute perfection. He immediately asserted his authority, throwing down the gauntlet by being the fastest rider in qualifying. That raw speed then translated seamlessly into race day. He ripped both hole shots, putting his Honda out front early, and proceeded to command both motos with an impeccable, flawless blend of raw, aggressive pace, and surgical precision. He rode with a swagger, a confidence that was amplified by his previous success on this very track. But what truly elevated this performance from a great ride to a commanding statement was the direct, head-to-head comparison with his primary rival, Hayden Degan. In Moto 1, while Hymas was riding with unflappable metronomic composure out front, Deegan was visibly struggling, deep in that bike preservation mode. This allowed Hymas to effectively check out and run away with the win. But the true measure of his resurgence, the real test, came in Moto 2. Even with Deegan reportedly running a fresh engine, fired up and pushing with everything he had to recover from his earlier issues, Hymas did not waver. He didn't crack like he had the prior 2 weeks, as so many observers noted, but instead, he simply executed to perfection. This wire-to-wire, lights-to-flag domination, securing that perfect one-to-one sweep, not only completely erases any lingering doubts from Hangtown, but forcefully reestablishes Chance Hymas as a potent, dangerous, and utterly capable championship contender who can control races from start to finish. This was a psychological victory just as much as a physical one, sending a shockwave through the 250 class. Chance Hymas is back, and he is here to win.